Hold on. Getting a lot of tilt. What's it tilting so much for? Why did it tilt that time? I don't know, it's tilting for some reason. What's it tilting for? We're gonna have to hook it differently. So I'm gonna show you guys what we've been up to and kind of give you a rundown on why it's taken me so long to put all the new equipment in, and talk about some experience that I've had with just dealing with certain scenarios. So back last year, I bought a mill and bought it from an auction. Now, the auction told me there was nothing wrong with the machine, that it was 100% running when they took it out, whole bunch of nonsense, and that was, come find out, that was not the case. And it came from an individual I won't name, but I tried to contact them. Well, anyway, what happened was I called the auction. I'm like, hey, I'm looking at buying this machine. Now, I know when you buy stuff at an auction, you don't think that it's going to be brand new. That's obvious. But if someone tells you it's a running machine, there's no dysfunction on it, that the machine functions as it should, I'm going to show you some video of this machine when we got it, and I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, you'll get the bright side of this as a viewer, because you're going to be able to see what we've had to go through to fix this machine, also the flaws that we've found with these style machines, and you know, some flaws that Woodmizer is going to have to work on, and they know that. And so it's good for you guys, because we always show a lot of the nitty gritty of them. So I'm going to turn this around, kind of give you the rundown. So this is a 4500 cab. Here's the hydraulic unit, and here is the sawmill. Now, when I got this machine, was absolutely blown away at the shape it was in, and it was pretty much demolished from like everything from the chain to the mast to the guide blocks to the sawmill wheels to the cinch bars, everything here. And I have went through it and basically put everything new that I thought it needed. Now, another thing, they broke this bar that goes through here. You can see where it's cracked, but I'm gonna play some video for you guys, and then I'll show you some other stuff that we're going through right now, like on the hydraulic unit. You know, this is broke off here from the pipe, so I'm gonna have to drain the whole system, go through it, put a new pipe on it, get it back up there. And then this was all broke, so I'm guessing they hit this with something when they was trying to move it, load it, whatever. So I've got to go through here, I have to hook everything up. And they didn't color coordinate all of the hoses, but some of them they did. You can see the little rings on here. But one of the things I recommend, if you guys are selling a unit that has a bunch of lines, is color coordinate it with zip ties where each point ties together, so you're not having to try to figure out where those go. Now, if you don't, here is what I'm gonna do, just so I know hook them up right. I'm gonna take, like, let's say this has a hydraulic hose going to it. I'm gonna take the hydraulic hose off from the spot where it connects. So on the hydraulic cylinder there, where it plugs to, now it's not plugged up currently, but where it plugs to normally, I'm gonna unplug it, put air in the tip of it and blow through it, and I'll know where that come off of, and then look at the manual and know where it hooks up to. Just to make sure, because after seeing how they did all this, I know that they didn't take care of anything else. And like I said, this has been going on for a while now. I haven't even got into this cab because the mill was such a mess that I literally had to redo everything, as you're gonna see here. But you can see in the cab how it was just an absolute mess. So this here at the top of the mast is supposed to have runners up it. They've just run the bearings on the mast by itself. So you can see on this side, there's no runners. The little metal plates with the bearings ride on, so it's riding into the mast. And then on this side, you've got runners that keep that mast right here. But then also over here, this is all missing and tore up where it airs up. It's got to have that to put blade pressure to it. That runs all your air system and everything on there, so there's no way that was functioning to make this work. And then on a lot of the wires, or the railing down through here, there's a flat spot all the way down through there. So when you put bearings on it to tilt that head, you can see that this side's lower than this side. To tilt that head, the problem you're going to have is getting it ever back to the right spot of tilt to cut a square cant. So even with all that, like I said, then these wires are broken. You've got a bunch of wires that are crimped and pinched. Like there's several of these like this right here, you can see in there. See that? There's probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 of those. And then that's just on this. Check on one of these on the pins and make sure that those 2 pins are not missing on what a new one of these would be here and here, just to make sure. And then this wire here that comes down through the bottom of this has been pinched in this, and it runs under here and then goes somewhere up in there, maybe. Oh. Alright, take it on up. Take it on up. Steer it down a little bit. Take it on up. So we're putting the new mast on now. The other one I'll show you was all cracked out and busted, but I bought a brand new mast to go on this. You can see here, we've got it hoisted up, putting it on. All new motors, hydraulics, everything. I wanted to show you guys why I had this head off. But if you guys are gonna redo this, like if you've got, you know, so many hours on your 4500, you've got all these bearings and stuff, which I've already re-put all them in there, but you've got these here, and then you've got wear plates down in this mass all through there. You've got these little pads that you got to put new ones in, and then this has a bushing and a bolt going through it, and we're about to replace that now. See, we put the new bearings on here, but you've got an airbag, and then you've got some bush bearings down here. If you guys are doing this big bolt, I recommend getting you a big wrench, pipe wrench like this, or a big, you know, extension ratchet, because it's an 1 7/8" bolt head that goes all the way through that. They really need grease fittings on this so that bushing can be greased. This is the part off of the 4500 that has the 2 little bushings in it. This is what they look like. You can see in there that they're a little bit thicker than the inside of the housing. Now, to get these bushings out the same way on like the Super 70 arms and stuff, the best thing to do is make you a couple of relief cuts in it, as you can see there, like I've done. And then either take a flathead and start going around it, see if you can move it. If not, take a crowbar, stick through it. I'll show you that here in a second, but we may have to make a few more relief cuts. That'll let you see how far you need to cut to relieve it in the inside. As you can see, I made some relief cuts, but I didn't want to go too far down till I could see in there. I can't do it while videoing, but now you can see I'm starting to, I accidentally hit that once, so I'm gonna have to smooth that out with a file. It won't matter, but I hit this lip here. I'm gonna put a chisel on it, and that is folding that in from those 2 relief cuts there and there, and you can see it's starting to break all the way down in the housing to get that bushing out. As you can see, I've made these cuts, and now this big chunk is breaking out, which will relieve the rest of this. And so if you look in there, you can see that whole big chunk where I made them cuts is breaking out right there. I broke that lip off and then took a flathead, stuck on the lip, started going around it like this, and it starts folding in. But I gotta get this out first. But I just wanted you guys to see, let y'all get the satisfaction of seeing it come out.
It's out.
So there it is. As you can see, now this whole piece through here is going to be way easier to start folding it in, hitting these sides. It'll let that fold in, and then I should be able to take a piece from the other side and just barely hit the lip and knock it out.
Can I try that?
You want to try what? To hit it? Are you videoing?
Mm-hmm.
So see, as soon as I got that out there, look how easy it is.
Voila.
So just get your relief cut, and then you can get the whole thing out, and that'll let you redo that bushing. Now I gotta do the other side. Yeehaw.
Can I do the other side?
Yeah, you can do the other side. See how tight that is when you're pressing that down in there?
We busted it yet?
Not yet. All right, here, go ahead. You wanna run it down in there? Just take your time.
Yeah, and what, can you?
Just push this down.
I got it.
Just push it down right there a little bit and watch right here. We don't want to go past the thing. You got it?
I'm gonna have 2 hands.
Is it hard?
Yeah.
All right, here. Probably have to put some more, here, hold on. I'm gonna have to put some more pressure on the, in behind each of these, there's a metal plate in here with a hole in it. And it's got this plastic rub pad in there. There's like 6 of them down through there. Put that back in there. The bushings are in. When you go to put this in, if you're going to do it, the best thing to do is take your pry bar, push on the side of that and here, peck here, and then get it close. And then you can slowly take the bolts and drive it on in. But now this bolt's threaded on this end because it threads into there. And this is, I think, 1 7/8 inches. You know what you're doing? I won't drill down in it.
It ain't that good. It's a drilling, but not.
I wonder why all 3 of those broke. That broke, that side broke. I mean, it just. So this is in now.
If you fell off, if you slammed the
Head off of there. If you haven't got a set of these, so far they worked really good. We do have one right here that we're putting that's already drilled through, but it's a booger. It don't want to back out. And so we'll see if these will break while we're doing this.
Hold on. There's something I want to show you.
swirling out.
All right, then. What do you think it is?
See if the might be swelling
The actual.
that out.
Maybe.
Get the video off.
You guys are changing these mast pads or putting your mast, your whole blade housing and everything on, put your duct tape up here to hold these from folding out. That way you can set the whole thing on there, because you've got to take all this off the bolts and everything to set the blade housing over it. And this duct tape will hold your pads to that pretty easy. So we're gonna set this head on now. And as you can see, like I said, you had to take those bolts out there, but we put a block under here, and this is the easiest way we found, was to run a thing around it. Tilt it forward. Hold on, lift up. Hey, let me push those rubber back, because they're sticking the way out there, hitting the mast. Back it up. So we're putting this ball screw on. This is a brand new one. And this spins with the shaft at the bottom and runs this up and down and on the middle and the inside there, and that's how it goes up and down. But you got to keep grease on this, and it's a really weird deal. I don't know why in the world on these 4500s they didn't go with a hydraulic setup, and I bet futuristically that's what they do, because this is what slows the whole head down. If they just went hydraulic, it'd be 3 times faster than what it is now. So I've got all this loose up here, and now I'm going to try to tilt this back. We got an easy out that we're going to put in that, see if we can get it out. But I was hoping that I could bend this back and then maybe turn this and see if I can get it off that way, but I'm not sure. Can't really video while I'm trying to do it, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. So that's how that worked out. It broke off in there, as you can see. So now we're gonna have to stick an easy out in there and see if we can get this to come out. Look at that, backed it right out of there. Like I was showing, all this was busted, so I just put this in. There's a gasket on the bottom and a gasket on top with the little fill port that has a screen in it. As you can see, this is the old screen that was in it. A lot of debris and stuff in there. And then this was the neck that was busted out. You can see the little gaskets there with the screws. So I just put all that new on, and that way I would have a brand new piece and wouldn't have to worry about it messing up. Now I'm going to make this pipe, and I'll have a new pipe to go on there, and then put all that back on. And then I got to start plugging up hydraulic lines from here to here. Like I said, I'm going to basically take it off the piece that goes to it and blow air through it, just so I don't have to separate. See all them hoses? Otherwise, I'd have to take all them hoses out, figure out which one to go to. And so right now, I'm just going to take these when I get ready, blow through there, and go on it. So if you guys get one of these and it's used or even new, you've got a suction filter down here that'll have to be changed out over time. And also, I took this one apart. I don't know if they'd ever cleaned it out, and I don't know why it would have all this in it, but look at all this just debris and stuff that's in here in this tank. But there is a filter here, and then that goes up, and there's another filter that filters as it comes back in on the side over there that I was showing you that I had to redo the other day. So this is all kinds of junk in here. I mean, thank goodness there's hydraulic fluid in there, because it hasn't rusted the tables or anything, and everything still looks good. But I just don't like all that being in the tank, nor should you. So just make sure you're checking all this from time to time. I don't know what the service hour is on this, but I think this holds about 40 gallon is what, I mean, we drained out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So yeah, it's probably between 30 and 40 gallon that this tank holds. It looks like it's deeper than what it is, but the bottom of the tank is right here where this hole's at, which I like, because I thought I was going to open this up and have to try to scoop out whatever was down here, but it's flush, almost flush with the bottom of that circle, so I can wipe out. But show them inside there. See that filter over there on the side right there in that, from that suction? And it's about, you know, 1.5 inches off the bottom, which is good, so it's not sucking directly from the bottom of the tank. Look at these big old thick oak. So after I blew these out, these lines, as you can see, I blew these two out first. I'm going through and color coordinating them with zip ties to where they go. So yellow, yellow, and then I follow that back, which is the up and down cylinder for the log turner. And then I look in here and see turner up, turner down right here. And then hook the hoses up, and as you can see, I've got my yellow and my red. My yellow is my bottom and my red my top. So I've hooked those up and got them ready. And now I just gotta go down there and hook all the hoses up to the ports that they go to. One of the frustrating things when you're looking at this, you know, this is black and white. Now you can go up here and take, for instance, like this toe board number 2. So if you're trying to figure out which toe board is number 2 or number 1, then you go up here. We're just going to use 2 for example. So you can see this toe board has a black and purple color coordination on it. Now when you go up here to this, that's leading to the toe board number 2 here. These 2 wires, this and this. So you know, if you look on it and it has black and purple, see how this right here, this is purple and this is black, the little band on it. See, there's a black wrapper and a purple wrapper on here. Well, if someone's changed those out, then you're not going to know. But one of the things that's frustrating, like I said, when you're looking at those, you're trying to figure out which one's which. If you didn't have those colors on there from the factory, you wouldn't know. So it's super important that if you change out a hydraulic hose on here, because a lot of these don't have that. So I've had to really study this to figure it out. But if you change those out, then you need to go back and put the purple and black shrink wrap on the ends of the things, because it's down here too where you hook it up, and none of these had that. So I had to literally go through every one of them, figure out where they hooked up to. There was some of them that had it, but not very many. But like I said, that'll help you. And also, this doesn't tell you, you know, on this graph, it doesn't show you toe board 1 and toe board 2. Now I've marked on mine, so if you're looking at this trying to figure this out, this is your first toe board and that's your second toe board. So basically they're basing everything off the cab. So 1 will be the closest to the cab, 2 will be the farthest from the cab. So now I've got to hook these up and get them in sequence. I'll post a picture above kind of showing what I've wrote down and got on a color coordination, so to help you guys if you're doing this yourself. Big old log. He stops and the rear end bounces up.
good little crack. You can see it plain as day.
I also need this block for this hydraulic. It's on the hydraulic thing. So this has 3 arms on it. And the people who had it before this, obviously they broke this out. See here? You can see the weld in it. They put plates on it. I don't know if that's common on these 4500s, but this is twisted and not proper. And you can tell because this one here goes down all the way and this one here goes down all the way. But this one sticks up a 1/2 inch higher than what the other two do. So it's here a 1/2 inch taller. So I'm gonna have to lower these down, scotch them on each side to where the bottom of this is, like that. Cut either this flush against that and twist this up or down to meet this to where that would set proper, or cut this. I more like want to cut this around through here because that gives me 2 pieces to leverage better than this little thing, because I ain't gonna have anything to leverage it with. So I gotta figure that out. These 2 go down right, but this one won't, so I've scotched these with sockets so they can't drop any further. And then I'm going to cut this tube where it's bent at and see if I can angle it more down to get this to drop. See it? All right, so here's what that looks like. We've cut around it. I shifted this, and now I've left a couple of little pieces in there, as you can see, to kind of structurally hold it together. And then I'm gonna peck this down to let that get the torque curve to where those stay where they're at and this is down where it needs to be at. We're gonna see if that works. Slowly peck on this. Just slowly peck down on it. All right, hold on. See, it's kicking that up back here and this down. How close are we? That's about below it right there, ain't it? They'll get you a level and put on there. We'll see how close we are. That's looking pretty good right there. But see, when they did this originally, however they did it, the piece was either twisted or whatever, because when you raise these, this was way higher. None of them go down flush to here, but you can see that right there. I've got those scotched, which they won't move. See, I scotched it to where they're below. You just got to have everything where it goes below this, but you can see here it's not all the way below it. But they just had this to where it wasn't sitting proper. So I'll probably have to peck this down a little bit and push this towards the front a little bit. So we got that tubing cut there to fix, and then we was looking here, and the guys that fixed this originally, I guess they had tore this up. So when they tried to fix this, they bent that tube, and then they come back and put a different bar in here because maybe they bent it. But look at this bar compared to the other one. So this one is like 4.5 inches, and this one is 3 3/4, the normal one, and this one's 3 3/4. So that's why this wouldn't drop a 1/2 inch, because it's 1/2 inch wider, which puts that down further. So this is kicking that, holding it up harder. So we've got to cut this out, take the bolts loose and cut this out and refab this piece back like it's supposed to be. But you can see what kind of people redone this originally. Look like Helen Keller welded that thing up. Look at that. Dinglings. Now look at here. Doesn't that look better? all that functions properly and they all drop the same. We cut all of this out and redid these tabs and stuff and put the bolt holes there, and you can see how it is now. It's the same thickness across all the beams, and that lets that float up and down the same as all the other ones do. Whoever, like I said, done this prior really didn't know what they was doing when they went to fabricating or fixing, and they had it all jacked up. But we cut the main frame piping. Let's see if I can get you over to it. You can see it right, well, under there, and got all that back straight because it was crooked. But it wouldn't let this arm go down because they had put a 4.5-inch piece here, so it wouldn't let this kick. It wasn't high enough to let that kick back. Now, and there's still a little slight bow to this, not much, but it functions fine, so that's all I'm worried about. Hopefully this isn't a bad decision, but there it goes. So if you're in the sawmill business, you guys know that these hydraulic hoses a lot of times break. This is one we're about to put together. We normally use an electronic press, but this is super handy, and I got it sent to me for testing, so I kind of wanted you guys to be able to see it. I haven't even used it yet, so I've got to figure out what works on this as far as the crimp size. But this thing's pretty neat. It comes with your sizes here to put your plates in. So basically you just pull one of these out, the little plates, and they slide into those locking jaws. So you see here, this end is keyed. You take the key, slide it right in the jaw. So we're gonna put our we're gonna put the keys in, and they're numbered on there. This is 4. These are 6s. That's what I think we're crimping, size 6. So I've got to put these in, and then we'll put the hose in there. We're gonna see how this works. But you've got a hand pump here. It shows your pressure up there, and then over here you've got this close, open, ventilation, and then your release up here to release your pressure. And then also you've got a 9-volt battery in here if you want to do microscopic sizes, and you can adjust that all the way up to even finer increments. See as it goes up. But we're not going to do any of those. We're just going to leave that normal. But that light there, when you set it, will turn red when you get the proper pressure on the micrometer. If you're just using the normal ones, which we're going to do, it won't do anything. But you put your 9-volt in here, this little drawer stays in this, so it keeps all your stuff secure. And then over here you've got little handles. But I mean, I've not used it. Might be the biggest piece of junk ever, but I am super excited to test this out, so I wanted you guys to see. I'll put a link in the bio for all this stuff. So if you're looking to pick one of these up, it's definitely cheaper than the plug-in ones. And I think this is going to be a game changer if it works, because I can literally take this anywhere. Like, I can go beside a machine, cut the head off, put a new head on. I don't have to take the whole hose out. I just took this whole hose out here just so I could show you guys. All right, so you can see here we put the head on. We're going to move this back. You can look inside here. Can they see inside that? Inside here. Get the head set right. And I think this, I'm no hydraulic specialist, but these are numbered a little different, so we're going to try this and see what it looks like when we get it down there. pretty good to me. I've just started to crimp this, but I'm gonna let you look in there. Show them up in there at the head. I mean, it feels good so far. Seems like it's working fine. It's crimping it. So right now it's at, show them the PSI on there. So it's there. We'll back it off and see. I mean, that thing's on there. So you can look at it there. I had one of the keys back a little bit further there for the pinch, but that ain't gonna matter. Pretty interesting deal. We'll try the other head on closed and move it forward a little bit and see. First time I used it, I mean, it looks perfectly even around through there. Those crimps look good. We'll hook it up and we'll see after that. All right. Hold on. Getting a lot of tilt. What's it tilting so much for? Well, why'd it tilt that time? I don't know. It's tilting for some reason. What's it tilting for? We're gonna have to hook it differently. All right. His boom might be dropping slowly. You always pause by hitting the little pause key.
Which one?
See, it says too long. Yeah, over here we got like 2 foot. You want to rehook? All right. Rehook, set it down, rehook. Hey, hold on, tell him, hold on. I'm gonna go in there and look. Cause that's about the
It's close, but it ain't quite there.
perfect distance. It probably needs to be. Come forward a little bit. Hold on. I think that's good.